Numerical Miracle in the Holy Quran from A to Z. Prophet Muhammad and number of verses 4176 verse. The word Muhammad is mentioned in the Holy Quran 4 times. The first word of Muhammad is mentioned in the Holy Quran, in Surah chapter 3 Al-Imran in verse number 144 of 200 verse, in part 3 of 30. And the last word of Muhammad is mentioned in the Holy Quran, in Surah chapter 48 Al-Fatih in verse number 29 of 29 verse, in part 26 of 30. And we counted the number of verses between the first verse 144 and the last verse 29, we find 4176 verses. It is the product of 144 times 29 equals 4176. Chapter number. Chapter name. Verses number. Totals. For explaining, the next pages. Surah chapter 3 Al-Imran. Part 3 of 30. The first time mentioned the word Muhammad is verse number 144 of 200. So, number of verses 57. Surah chapter 4 Al-Nisa. Part 4 to 5 of 30. Number of verses 176 plus what mentioned before of verses 57 equals 233 verse. Surah chapter 48 Al-Fatih. Part 26 of 30. Number of verses 29 in which Muhammad is mentioned for last time, plus what mentioned before of verses 4147 equals 4176 verse, and 4176 is equals 144 times 29.